look, I'm going to start with my Milk of MAC. So far, that's the only primer I've used that makes my makeup last all day, because by the end of the day, I kind of get really oily skin. So I kind of shake that up, use a cotton ball, and just place it evenly throughout my face. Once that is done drying, I usually get my Me Now Perfect Brow Pencil in the number 2 and just fill in my brows. And I leave the front of my brows kind of open, just because when you shade it and you want it to have that realistic view. So after I'm done shading that in, I kind of get my spoolie brush and just evenly go through my brows. And that brow has a scar on it. I'll explain that later. But I usually go over that anyway. But I usually just go over with my spoolie brush, make sure everything is even. And then I get my 15 color concealer palette and use the 2 top brown darkish colors at the top of my brows. And make sure you want to get the shape that you want your brow to look like. So once I'm done with the top of the brows, I get 2 different lighter shades, and I usually do the bottom ones in those colors just to make it look more realistic. Once I'm done with that, I get my LA Girl HD Pro Concealer in the color Beautiful Bronze, and I kind of just go over the spots that I want to be more contoured. And once I get the spots that I want contoured, I get my smaller beauty blender and just make sure it's evenly through and it's not as harsh, and just go over the spots that I put the contouring on. Next, I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless Foundation, and I'm using color 335, and this is my go-to foundation. It also helps my oily skin, so I'm just going to place that all over my face in the areas that aren't contoured, but I'm also going to go over the contouring just to make sure there aren't any harsh, dark spots. You want everything to blend, so make sure it's blended correctly. So after I get my foundation blended to to what I want it to look like, I get my Hide the Blemish concealer stick and just place it in the areas I want to be lighter than the rest of my face. I guess you can put it that way. Which I do under my eyes, my nose, under my bottom lip, and my forehead area. So once I'm done placing it in those areas, I usually get my bigger beauty blender and just blend, blend, blend. Make sure you blend everything evenly through, especially with this concealer stick. I mean, it's awesome, but you just gotta make sure you really blend it. So once I'm done blending, I'm going to grab my e.l.f. powder, and I'm using the color Corrective Yellow. And this is my all-time favorite baking powder because it really gives me the HD, look that I like my makeup to look like. It really doesn't make it oily, and it makes it last even longer. So I really recommend this powder. And yeah, I'm just going to place this all over the areas that I put the concealer stick in, and then let it sit until I'm done doing my eye makeup. Once I'm done baking, I'm going to grab my 120 glitter eyeshadow palette from Light in the Box. And I got this for like $5 on eBay a while ago. But I know online I see it for $23. So I'm going to place that in the description box. I'm going to use like a dark burgundy reddish color and place on my lids first. So once I get the tone of the red that I want, I'm going to grab my Kyshadow, the bronze palette, and I'm going to use that dark purple and the black color and kind of mix them, but not too much black, just to put it at the end of my lids and get that smoky eye effect that I was going for this look. So once I get the shade that I was going for, the smoky eye shade, I'm going to use the same Eyeshadow palette. And I'm just going to grab that brown that's like the first brown next to it and just place it over my lids for the transition effect. So I really don't know how I feel about the eyeshadow right now, but I'm already recording, so I might as well finish. I'm going to get my blending brush next and just kind of take off the baking powder that I use. So once I'm done getting the e.l.f. powder off my face, I'm going to grab my Maybelline Fit Me Set and Smooth Powder in the color 355 and just place this all over my face and make sure I blend everything even more. So once I'm done blending, I'm going to grab my e.l.f. blush palette in the shade Dark and use the bottom two colors and kind of mix them together just for my blush. I really like a darker blush. I'm not really a fan of like the bright pink blushes, so I usually mix those two together until I get the color consistency that I want. So next I'm going to grab my ABDEK Glow Kit, and I'm using the That Glow palette, and I'm using Dripping in Gold for my highlighter. So once I do that, I'm going to start with my nose, and I'm using the same concealer stick, and I'm just going to place a line and kind of use my finger to get it evenly blended to how I want. And then I'm going to like do the areas to make my nose look a little slimmer. And I'm using the same Kyshadow, the bronze palette, just that lighter first brown color. And just placing it from the lid of my eyelids to the end of tip of my nose. After I make sure it's all evenly blended, I'm going to grab my same Dripping in Gold and just go over the concealer stick area just to give it that pop effect. After this, I'm doing my liquid liner, and I'm going to do this off camera because I don't know how to do it on camera. So after I do that, I'm using my Eylure Vegas lashes, and these are my all-time favorite lashes. So I'm going to let those dry, the glue dry, and then while I'm letting it dry, I'm going to place the same eyeshadow color at the bottom of my eyes. And once I'm still letting it dry, I'm going to use my Me Now lip liner in the shade dark brown and just go over my lips. And I love to overline my lips just to make them look fuller because I have a fuller bottom lip than top lip. So I'm going to go over my lips. So after I overline them, I'm going to use my Nicka True Matte in the color Wineberry and just go over my lips. So once I'm done with Wineberry, I kind of want a lighter color. So I'm going to grab Colorpop Trap and just place this on top of the Wineberry lipstick that I just put on. So this is more of the color I was going for. So after I get that color, I'm going to grab my Me Now lip liner, the shade number 2, and just go over the outer of my lips to just make my lip filling look more realistic. So I kind of messed up on my lips right here, so I'm going to go ahead and finish it. But once I'm done finishing it, I'm just going to go place my lashes, and this is pretty much the end of the makeup look. So if you guys liked it, enjoyed it, have any tips on how I can get better, or just anything, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and just let me know. And make sure you follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter at emmabossi. And you guys all have an awesome day. Bye.